Hello, Barrett Ersek here at the 2015 Holganix Bionutritional Summit. It's our 4th annual Bionutritional Summit. And here at Holganix, what we stand for is revolutionizing the way the world grows. And obviously we like to help you grow plants in a more sustainable fashion, but we also want to help you grow your business. And today we're going to talk about how to differentiate your business. And I'm going to do a very quick summary of my Harvard Business Review article that was published in August of this year. And if you'd like a copy of that, just email me and I'll give you the email address at the end. So what I want to talk today about is finding your X factor, finding that one thing that can give you a 7 to 10 times competitive advantage over your competition. How do you do that? Well, it's going to be hard to tell you in a quick soundbite, but I'm going to give you an overview, maybe give you a few ideas, and see if you'd like to read the article and learn more. So, first of all, you got to understand the difference between a business bottleneck and an industry bottleneck. Now, a business bottleneck is a problem that you have in your business, but maybe your biggest competition doesn't have. So an example of a business bottleneck might be, boy, if I had the right sales force, then I could grow my business. If I had the right lines of credit, then I could grow my business. Well, a business bottleneck is important if you solve them, because if you don't solve them, you might go out of business. But at the end of the day, solving a business bottleneck is going to give you an incremental improvement in your business. But if you can find an industry bottleneck, and when I say industry bottleneck, that's a problem that you have, and so does everybody else in your industry. So very quickly, you can just kind of think about what you do in your business and say, boy, I hate this one part about my business. If I could just remove this one thing in my business, boy, then it would grow to infinity and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear. And so that's an industry bottleneck. And you know it's an industry bottleneck because you think to yourself, hey, I have this problem, and so does my biggest competitor or my top 3 biggest competitors. If you can say yes to that, you've probably got an industry bottleneck. Now, here's the really cool thing about focusing on industry bottlenecks. When you solve them, you get massive leverage. 7 to 10 times leverage is what I like to look for when I solve industry bottlenecks. How do you do it? Well, everybody wants to talk about the solution. It really doesn't start with the solution. The most important thing is to get the question right. I call it the essential question. Because at the end of the day, if you can take the time to ask the right question, then the answer will eventually come. I'm very confident in that, and I've seen it happen many, many times. And so how do you craft the right essential question? Well, what you need to do is think about your business. Think about your industry. Think about, boy, if I could just remove this one barrier, if I could just remove this one thing about my business, then I could really scale it and I could really grow it. And it's a problem that you have, and so does everybody else has. So again, it's an industry bottleneck. You then take that bottleneck and you put it in the form of a question. And you say, how can I XXX. So let's just say we have a labor problem, and let's say our labor is 50% of our cost of goods, and our whole industry is labor is 50% of cost of goods. I'm just using this as an example. And so your essential question would be, how can I reduce my cost of labor or my labor ratio as it relates to revenue? How can I reduce it from 50% down to 5%? Now, that might sound like a crazy question, and it is a crazy question, but it's a question that might be worth asking. And here's what I want you to do, is just ask it. Don't assume that there's not an answer. Don't assume that there is an answer. Just ask the question and trust. And if you can get obsessed about that question, and I mean obsessed, the way my 17-year-old boy is obsessed about 17-year-old girls. That's all he thinks about, and that's all he talks about. If you can get obsessed about your essential question the same way that my 17-year-old boy is obsessed about 17-year-old girls, and you get your whole team obsessed about the same question, then what will happen is you may not go from 50% to 5%. But I guarantee you, if you focus on it and you ask yourself that question over and over and over again, you will find answers in places that you never thought possible. And I guarantee you that you may not go from 5% to 50%, but you will likely go from 50% to some other number. It could be 35%. Would that be a win? You bet it would be a win to go from 50% to 35%. Now here's the thing that most people do. They say, hey, I want to improve my labor rates by 5%. Okay, I want to go from 50% to, a 5% improvement of 50%. Well, that's okay, but look, you may get to 5%, you may get to 4%, you may get to 3%, but you're definitely not going to get to a 20% improvement. But if you can think 7 to 10 times, think big, think possibility, if you can do that, then you will often get a lot further. You may not, if you reach the stars, you may not get one, but you don't wind up with a handful of mud either. Well, look, this is just a very quick overview of my HBR article. This is an outtake from a 90-minute presentation, so it's hard for me to give you the real value. I'm just trying to give you a quick highlight. If this is really meaningful to you and you'd like to learn more, I have a step-by-step process that I promise you will help you revolutionize your industry and gain massive leverage over your competition. I promise you I will help you find ways to make your products better, cheaper, safer, more convenient, somehow add value to your customers' lives in a way that your competition isn't doing. And once you do that, then you can really scale your business to infinity and beyond. To learn more, go to Bersek, B-E-R-S-E-K, at Holganix, HOLGANIX.com, and just ask me for the HBR article, and I'll send it to you. Not only will I send it to you, but I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about how we can help you learn how to scale your business. Because at Holganix, that's what we're about, revolutionizing the way the world grows. We want to help our customers grow plants in a more sustainable fashion, but we also want to help you grow your business. So let us help you grow your business and grow better plants. Thanks, and this is Barrett Ersek signing off.